Immediately I saw them, the first thing that came to my mind was, God, have mercy on me. I am about to die.
At that point in time, I thought I wouldn't be able to see anybody again. I was, a lot of things, running through my mind. You are not married. Who will carry your legacy? Who will carry your name? And I have there's this belief that I will be set free. But it failed me because of what I was seeing at that inside that forest.
Even at the point where we are asked to lie down flat at the forest for like 2 hours.
I prayed, I rededicate my life, I gave my life to Jesus time and time again, and I was still not sure, that my life has been, that God has accepted my prayer. So I will do it again, time without number, and to be sure that if I'm going to die, I will make heaven.
In fact, I was the last person that came out of the car looking at what was going on. Is it real? Are we held captive or not? When I heard the shout, "Come out!" I jumped out of the car and lie down on the floor.
Well, even when they tied us to a tree and we were just there from midnight to the next day, I can't sleep. The sleep couldn't come because I was wondering, what if any animal comes in, or any lion or snake? What if they are trying to pass through? What will happen to us?
They released the 5 of us and they took the rest 4 into the forest. We are even waiting. Maybe they will still come out or they are still around. We are in the car. Nobody could move. Nobody could do anything, thinking that if we move in the car, we try to come out, they will react.
I was telling my colleagues that let's fight these people. Let's just fight. Sati will say, "Ima, please, just don't do anything. I'm begging you in the name of God." I said, "Why are you begging me? We are dying." They got to a stage I will even be telling them, Sati, when they tell us something that this one they will release. I said, Sati, don't believe these people. Let's not believe them. They are taking us out of Nigeria. They say you must give us 10 million each. That's where we started calling. So before, I was reluctant. So the way they now gave me is slap. So my ear blocked. So I didn't know when I started confessing that I have money in my account. I have this one. I started showing them my account details. They now say, "Yeah, transfer." So that is how I transferred the money I had in my account. And they now said, "Okay, what about you?" They started asking us one after the other. This one said they asked 100,000. They said, 100 what? They now flogged the other guy. They flogged him. They said, "Yeah, call somebody." That's where we started calling.
The call came at about 1:30 in the morning. Okwe called me to tell me this news. I just first of all had a calmness in my spirit, and I knew that all would be well. I asked her a few questions, and I said, "Don't worry, we'll see what God will do." And God did what God had to do. I mean, of course, it was a very, 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 very trying period. It disrupted my day, disrupted my thinking for the day. But then we pulled into prayer, and I'm grateful for all those who joined us in prayer. And at about 7:30 or 7 o'clock that morning, Tosin himself called me from where he was, and I was glad to hear his voice, glad to know that he was all right.
We were able to raise 3 point something then. They now took us from there to another place because we were trekking like 7 hours at a stretch. So inside the forest, barefooted, and so they're now saying that we must make the money, we must round up the money. If not, so they are taking us to one place they called Daba or whatever. I don't know what.
God got them out. We prayed, we fasted, we were doing prayer chain, and we were talking to them, keeping them engaged, keeping the captors engaged also, and discussing with them and negotiating with them. And of course, I personally got in touch with all the commissioners of police in that area that I know. I want to thank them for their response, and all the police people and so on and so forth. And eventually the money started coming. People started giving bits and pieces here and there. Some gave high, some gave low, but the money started coming. And eventually we were able to negotiate and we were able to give them something, and then they released the people.
Security in Nigeria is at a zero level, because in that forest, part of the thought I was having was maybe I'll just see the armies, that they will just come in, or they will just track our numbers when we were making calls. There was nothing like that. Or we'll just meet someone will just come, to our rescue,
Well, first of all, the reason why those people are capturing people, kidnapping people, is because of the environment and the leadership that we have in Nigeria. Where the leaders are right, where the righteous rule, the people are in happiness and in joy. But where there's evil in the land, then the people are in mourning. If there were jobs, if there was good leadership, if there was opportunity, if there was encouragement, if those people were well educated, well exposed, they will not be doing what they're doing. So what they're doing is a reflection of the economy as driven by our leadership. So I am appealing to the leaders to make economy, make environment, improve situation for the people of Nigeria. It is an appeal to them. Secondly, each man should carry his Bible in one hand, his sickle and his sword in the other. We must protect ourselves, we must look after ourselves, we must watch and pray, and be careful how we move, where we go to, be careful that we are surrounded by the right kind of security, and be careful that we don't go anywhere anyhow. But then we must be prayerful, because God must consistently deliver us from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. So we must ensure, lastly, that righteousness reigns and rules amongst us, the people of Nigeria, and in the places of leadership. We will continue. We will not be deterred. Thank you very much. God bless you.